Well, good morning. We are joined now with Elijah Hayden with the River Valley Food Bank. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate you being here. We know that y'all have had quite the busy schedule here lately. And so we want to talk about that a little bit. For our local food banks, it's the holiday season, which is typically a busier time for y'all, right?
Yes, correct.
And then we're throwing the government shutdown on top of that. So how has this affected y'all here locally?
So in a time where we normally see a large increase in food insecurity and need in our area, couple that with the federal government shutdown as well as the delaying of SNAP benefits, we've seen a large increase in need, not just in our region and regions around us. We went from taking about 10 to 15 calls a week from people needing help and trying to find food, dealing with food insecurity, to since the shutdown, it's gone up to around 100 plus a week. So that increase has increased quite a lot just over a short period, and just in a period where it's already the fall, the holidays coming up, it's already a time where there is great need. To have that on top of it has kind of made it really difficult on a lot of people in our communities.
And so how have y'all kind of adapted? We were talking about some ways that y'all have gone out to help people who've been affected by the government shutdown, but also how are y'all adapting, getting ready for the holidays?
So our main things is we actually have a turkey drive coming up tomorrow. Last year we actually got 1,000 turkeys to kind of have as matching turkey donation. So if you buy a turkey and donate it, we had a matching turkey to go with it, up to 1,000. This year we're working off of 500. So it's already, compared to last year, we've got less food. We're trying to drum up more local businesses and people to come out and volunteer at the food bank or at our distributions. That way we can get the community involved as well. But then there's also just giving money as well. We can make $1 turn into 10 different meals. So there's 3 main ways you can help with the food bank, is either giving time, giving money, or giving food. We have multiple food drives that go on. We have an actual USDA distribution that's scheduled for Tuesday, the 18th. We'll see a lot of people there, hand out a lot of food, and make sure a lot of people actually go home with a couple of meals. But it just kind of, it's that time of year where everything kind of increases, and we really rely on the community to kind of help out with either volunteering, giving back in as far as food, or giving back in the form of monetary donations. So it's all a community effort, really.
So I want to talk about if you're going to attend one of those food drives or you want to give food to the food bank, y'all actually have a list of the things that y'all need.
Exactly.
And can you talk about some of the things on that list, maybe kind of how y'all determine what the need was?
So typically what we see on these items is mainly just a pantry list that we've kind of gathered from different pantries, and what we keep in our own warehouse is just the main items that you would see in your pantry that can kind of make meals and make food stretch a little bit further. They're also nutritious foods. They're not just foods that you're going to grab, snack foods, and they're not going to be healthy. They're not going to be nutritious. These are things that you can actually make meals off of, and stuff that you can kind of basically make a pantry and make a way to constantly be able to get certain foods instead of just having to rely on snack foods and trying to make ends meet in between. This way, with this pantry list, we can get nutritious foods that are good for you, as well as something that's shelf stable that you can keep in a pantry for a long time in case something comes up.
I think that makes it easier too, right? It can be intimidating to be like, okay, what am I going to bring up there? Now, when it comes to giving, people can give online or bring a check up to the food bank. But volunteerism, I want to talk about that. I think a lot of times people just think about bringing food or the money behind that, but you can just give your time. How important is volunteerism to the work that y'all do?
It's the lifeblood, really, of food banks and any nonprofit in general. Volunteerism is basically what keeps the food bank and what keeps nonprofits going, because just at our organization, we have about 10 employees in a warehouse that is about 50,000 square feet. So if you really think about the numbers behind that, that's about 10,000 to 12,000 square feet per person that they're having to keep in charge of. When we get groups of volunteers, like from local businesses, just groups or organizations, them coming in and helping us with food sorting, organization, warehouse cleaning, it takes a huge load off of us and helps with the community also saying, hey, y'all want to act in your community and see how you can give back? These are the ways that you can do it. You can support the systems that support the community. And giving back in that way is, 1, good for the heart, and 2, it's also good for the food bank to also help us with needs, help us with organizations, because just because we get donations and distributions from big organizations like Walmart distribution centers or Harps and stuff like that, doesn't mean it comes in organized on a pallet. It comes in normally in a bulk distribution pallet. We have to spend time sorting it. We have to spend time organize it. We have to spend time basically making sure everything in there is suitable for us to give out to these pantries to get into the community. So giving back in that way is fantastic, and it's really the lifeblood of the food bank and of nonprofits in general.
So this truly is a community-wide effort to give people the food that they need. You mentioned y'all are going to be at parades coming up, a few local events, so definitely go and say hi to them while you're there, and to give back if you can. This is such an important time. You said even though the government is reopened today, it could take a few weeks for people to get those benefits again. So they really do need your help. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And of course, go out to those turkey drives if you can over the weekend. All right, Danny, let's send it over to you.